Hey, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing this evening? This is Thursday instead of New Toy Tuesday, but I thought I wanted to talk about some things, and I just realized we are coming upon stupid and jackass season because this is the season that you know everybody. The summer's over. Everybody blew their money, and guess what's happening? The harvest is coming in, the winter, and everybody want stuff for Christmas and all that stuff. But over the summer, a lot of people didn't pay their bills. So what they gonna start doing? Jacking. And it's not a lot of hard criminals out here that do stupid stuff. They're gonna be stealing. But we got the hard criminals that, where you're gonna need lethal force. And then you're gonna run across the people who just want to steal. You know what I mean? Be a thief, and they're gonna be coming across your yard or coming in your back, stealing off your porch, your packages and stuff like that. And you can't kill them. You know what I mean? You can't use lethal force, and it don't make sense to use it on these type of people or get yourself in a whole bunch of legal trouble. So I want to show you my stupid collection, meaning that the stuff I use for stupid people, and more of deterrence. I'm starting to see a lot of people tune up less lethal markers and guns and making them damn near stuff that's going to put you in jail or get you locked up. I'm a big fan of deterrence. I'm lucky enough to carry my gun and everything in my state, and it took me a long time to get that privilege back. And I mean, it's no joke not having it. So I'd rather use less lethal first before I go ahead and use a lot of other stuff. So, and I want to talk about quick puncture compared to slap and activate. So I'm just going to recap some of y'all seen some of these before, but these is my favorite for the home. And I'm going to show you what I use to carry besides next to my firearm. So, like I said, this is the first one I had, first strike. And I mean, this is what I keep in the house just in case, you got a knucklehead going around and something I hear, something in my yard, I grab this, you let them have it with this. This takes shape projectiles plus is tuned to take pepper balls. And I'm a big fan. I don't want something too powerful where it can't take pepper ball, because that's the whole point. That's the biggest takedown over everything. It don't matter what type of projectiles you use. The pepper ball is going to break and it's going to get them, and they can be identified by law enforcement with the powder or the gel that's in them, and they're going to be coughing and looking for water. Plus, you can put some hard rounds in there that's going to give them a headache. I don't want to break nobody's head open. All that stuff that be cracking coconuts, and y'all fellas, if you knew less lethal and you can't carry a gun, do not tune it up to the point where you cracking coconuts, because you're going to go to jail. Simple as that. I don't care if it's now got, it's not a real gun. You split somebody's wig open, you're going to jail. At least in my state, But, you got something that's going to give them a headache and you got pepper ball, you don't have to stick around for the situation compared to using a real gun. So this right here is my first strike, FSC. It's my baby. And this is what I keep on the nightstand. If I hear something outside, this is the first thing I grab. If I hear somebody rattling some trash or trying to steal a package. And this right here is the Burma. For a lot of people ask me about this, and in Philadelphia, you can carry one of these. For people who are locked up and everything that can't carry a gun, I advise you to get a brown one or get a safety orange one, because up under your jacket or your shirt, and you can see the print. It's a good deterrent. This is why I like this, because it looks like a good deterrent before using it. You know, people say it ain't that powerful, is this or that. You grab this out. Nobody not trying to figure out what it is, especially the brown one. And if you think you're gonna use the orange one, you know, get the orange one. You know, if you're a felon, if I was a felon and I couldn't carry, I would get the orange. You know, to do what it do, and keep it somewhere where it can be a short print or an impression. So you know, criminals think about. They want to. They punks, so they want to attack somebody who they don't think got something. But a nice impression, just like with your regular gun, it's a good deterrent. And plus, like I said, pepper ball and the hard rounds that can get them, get them off you or get them away from you. And you ain't gotta stick around for the police. But another thing is, you can't. If you start a fight and you got one of these, you're going to jail. They're gonna treat it just like a real gun in my state, Pennsylvania. You know, I don't know about other state laws, but in Pennsylvania, you can carry these, but it has to be in a defensive situation. If you're using the offense, no. If you're protecting yourself, you're good to go. But if you starting to fight and you pulling this up, you mouthing, you're gonna get treated like a real gun. And then the same way, if you driving, you have to treat this like a real gun. Like if you're on a subway or the bus, you can keep it on you, keep it in your chest pocket, whatever. But if you're driving and you just don't want to deal with the cops, you gotta take the magazine out and separate it like you're carrying a real pistol. And that's for people who's been locked up. That's what I heard from law enforcement. So this is another one right here. This is the Tippmann TCR. This is what it looked like before Burma got it. And I had it modified. I don't know where. I know people gonna ask me. I don't know where. I forgot where I got this piece from, and look it up some more, and I put it in there. But I built this about 3 years ago before Burma got a hold of it. And you know, this walking to the front door or keeping this in the truck, nobody's not going to try to figure out what you're doing or if it's real or not. I love this thing. You know, a couple of years ago in Philadelphia, they had an altercation where people were stealing catalytic converters, and the guy thought that, I felt bad for him because he thought that he can just go buy a gun and use it. And he used it. He killed somebody who was trying to steal his catalytic converter. And now he's locked up. I don't know what happened with that case. But if somebody's in your yard trying to steal something out of your car, you put this light on here. This one will blind them, and they see the pistol. They're getting out of there. And plus, you can let off the rounds with them, with the magazine. And I like mine clean. I don't like super tuned up. You know, I like to get it. I don't want the tank and all that. You got to crank something right here, pull the trigger, and racking out the way. You know, and plus it's a good turn. You come to the door, like it was a video. My man came to the door. Of course, somebody's stealing his bag, his package. They put it down. They're not trying to. Nobody's not trying to go to war with this thing. So get your hands on an old school one before it was still Tippmann before Burma, I guess. I like this one because it came black, and I mean, their prices on these went up skyrocket, and plus they orange. This is the original version, and I put a folding stock on the back of it, so I keep this in around there before I gotta use my. Think about the situations before I use my full lethal firearm. And this is another one. My T15, first strike. nobody's not trying to figure out what's going on. You come to the door with it's everybody's out. It's out, and plus that racking sound, they out. You know, and I like that somebody come in your property. I'm just letting them go and let them have it for the simple fact that you don't supposed to be in my property. But I got a chance. In this right here, use the first strike rounds, the Grimbird round projectiles. I love them. This takes 16, and I use a 16 gram CO2 in this right here, and I put the a bike handle around to make it look deterrent. So, you know, you gotta think about what you want to do. How much you gotta think about what do you feel like dealing with when it comes to law enforcement, making stuff very hard, penetrating. If it can go through a coconut, it can go through somebody's skull. You know, do you really want to deal with all that? You know, so if you tuning it up for a hobby's sake, do what you gotta do. But you know, remember if you call yourself using less lethal and you make it, it's a fine line between that. You don't know what you're going to do once you hit the less. Once they get hit with these things, you don't know what you're cracking. You're putting an eye out. You don't know. You gotta study the laws in your land and ask yourself: do you feel like dealing with law enforcement after the fact? Because some people, you know, this legal system is funny nowadays. You know, you don't know whose side they on, and you have to be careful. But you know, for the most part, T15, beautiful. These are my go-tos for the simple season right here, which I call it the bag. The people still in the boxes and packages and going under your car trying to take your catalytic converter or whatever, you know, rims, stuff like that. Most of the time, people don't have weapons on them, but you know, you can have something on you. These are my go-tos. Check it out. Let me know what you think. How can I improve mine? Ask questions, and I got an eBay store coming up with markers and a lot of products on there. So I'm going to leave that link in the comments. Let me know what you think. Have a good night. Be safe out there. Peace.